Well, welcome to the Business Spotlight series. My name is Heather Frierson, and I'm your host of the Business Spotlight podcast. And today, I have another Heather with me today, Heather Seiler, the VP of Sales of MALK Organics. And today, we're going to be talking about MALK Organics, of course, and the business, her role at the company, and all of the challenges and best practices she's learned as being a part of the executive team at MALK Organics. So if this is your first time on the channel, be sure to like and subscribe so you get a notification every time a new show drops, just like this one. Well, Heather, I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. I'm super excited to be here. So thanks for the invite.
You're welcome. I'm so excited. We have to say this is your first podcast. And I just have to say, I'm so glad we get to do it together. And I think it's going to be great to hear all about your journey with Malk Organics.
Yeah, I'm excited for the first one to be with another Heather. So there's an immediate, I feel like I'm talking to myself a little bit here. So that's
That's
fun for
right.
me.
No confusion here for anyone. Well, if you could just give us a brief background and set the stage for our audience about who you are and your journey to the company.
Yeah, so I've been in the CPG industry for 12 years now. And I really started off out of college working for a lot of the major big time CPG companies, Hershey, Coca-Cola,
Mm.
Nabisco. I still call it Nabisco, even though it is Mondelez, but I don't think you're ever going to break me of that. And I really
I don't think I even knew that. I knew exactly what you were talking about.
I don't think I'm ever gonna be broken of it, but I really fell in love with it. I started in actually field sales, going into retailers and stocking the shelves and placing orders, and I really kind of loved all about it. I loved the relationship building. I loved getting into the data. I loved the thrill of the sale.
Mm.
And so I continued in the industry and I went to work for a protein company and got a little bit more into account management, which is even more exciting, right? Actually getting a chance to get new products in store. And then I joined MALK Organics in September of 2021. So I've been here for almost 3.5 years now and started off as a director of sales, running the west side of the country, and have continued to help be a part of an incredible team that's built a business. And now I get the opportunity to help lead other national account managers as the VP of sales here. So it's been a wild ride, the funnest journey I've ever been on. And
Wow.
I couldn't be more happy of where we're headed and what I get to do today.
Yeah, that is so fun. And just to clarify, CPG, customer packaged
Oh,
goods, which it's everything we buy at the grocery store and more, correct? Am I giving a really
yeah,
good description of
absolutely.
that?
Absolutely. Us salespeople and our acronyms, we really love them. And I really forget sometimes that I'll say a whole sentence with just like four letters.
Well, we got it. We're following you. We're following you. So, can you just dive in a little bit of the history of even Malk Organics and who you are and what they stand for?
Absolutely. Malk Organics has been around since 2015, and we're really, really proud of the mission. We are a premium organic plant-based milks and creamers. And really what we're doing is providing the best quality, organic, simple ingredient plant-based milks on the market. And we've worked really, really hard, and our mission is to stay true to our brand ethos. So any innovation that we do and what we're trying to bring to consumers, we stay true to all of that. Our products don't have any
Mm.
gums, they don't have any oils, they don't have any fillers, no natural flavors, those types of things that we know our core consumer really doesn't want. And so we really have,
Mhm.
twofold. How our mission is, we want to get this in front of everyone. We want to meet you where you shop. So where you
Mhm.
shop, we want to be there. And then we want to continue to educate the consumer base on why it's good to not have
Mm.
any gums or oils or fillers or natural flavors in your products. So our team and our brand is super mission focused, and everyone that works here at Malk Organics is so proud of what we produce and what we put out there into retailers, that everyone's just on fire about making
Mm.
sure that we continue to keep to that brand ethos.
I love that so much, and I'm sure we're all wondering the same thing. Where can we buy Malk
Yeah.
Organics?
You can buy us nearly everywhere. We're a national brand. I know when I started in 2021, it's very interesting. We had a really strong foothold in natural and really strong partners within the natural
Hmm.
segment, but there's all sorts of grocery retailers all over the United States. And over the past couple of years, we've really built that business to again meet consumers where they are. So we're
Hmm.
in Kroger nationally, we're in
Oh, wow.
Albertsons nationally, we're in Whole Foods, we're in Sprouts, HEB, Publix, Stop and Shop in the Northeast and ShopRite. So Wegmans, there I could go
Oh,
on
my
and on and
goodness.
on, but really the truth is we're just about everywhere that you can buy your groceries.
I haven't heard of Wegmans in so long. That's like a blast from the past.
Oh yeah.
It's not in our area, but that's incredible. Okay, so I kind of want to dive into your journey. You started in 2021. The company had already been around for about 5 or 6 years, and you're coming into an already established company. And I feel like there's a lot of executives out there listening that have to transition to a company in a new role that's already established and really figure out how to incorporate what they're bringing, your expertise, and marrying the vision and culture of it. Tell me a little bit about that journey and how that transition was.
It was a ton of fun. I'll tell you that much. So when I started, very interestingly enough, we really only had, I think it's like 9 or 10 people on the team,
Mm,
3 people on the sales team, 2 in marketing, I think 3 or 4 in our operations department. And under the leadership of our CEO, Jason Bronstad, who is absolutely incredible. I think what really helped with the process is that everyone that was already here was so open to ideas, and there were so many
mhm,
open doors of, hey, let's talk about this, let's move through it. And since then, since 2021, I said we had 3 people on our sales team. We have 13 people on our sales team now.
wow,
So in
wow.
the past 3 years, we've continued to add people to the head count and understand where the business needs to go. And I love that because we've been able to offer so many opportunities for different people to
Mhm,
learn and maybe do things that they didn't do previously. And I think what was great about whenever I first got here and coming into that, again, it just goes back to fundamentally the leadership being open and they want to know.
mm,
They wanted to know, what are your strengths? Who have you worked with? And we brought in our CRO, Adria Campbell, who's also just an absolute light. She's one of my
mhm,
favorite people. She came in a couple of months after I did, and I think what they did really, really well is genuinely sitting down and going, where is everybody's strengths? And let's put you in
mm,
those places. So how we broke out our business and how we looked at it definitely had to do with, what do you want to do? Like, how can we help you
mhm.
grow? And also, what are you already really good at? And that was
Wow.
really fun.
I love that so much. Did you come in as the VP of sales or
I
did
came
you?
so sorry, I interrupted you. I came in as the director
That's,
of sales over the West. So I ran the
wow.
West side of the country.
And so now you're VP of sales. What is your different leadership styles that you've been able to bring in to make that jump?
Yeah, absolutely. So I think that whenever I very first started, again, the idea is that we've got to go win. That's what we got to go do. We've got to manage our desk and win the business. And as we've continued to grow throughout that, for me, myself as a leader, to speak specifically about me,
Mhm,
I have put myself in a position to be involved in training and
mm,
training others that are coming in our regional sales manager teams. So I put myself in a position to help train those and implement. And with that, you have to be able to show leadership that you have the
mm,
capabilities to implement what you've been able to do and help duplicate that with others that join your team. So I
mm.
really started off, training regionals that were coming in and learning all aspects of the business. And I think that if
Yeah.
you're somebody that's in my position, or if you're somebody out there that's listening to it, and maybe you're not in leadership, I can say the one thing that really helped me was to not be shy about asking questions and to sort of,
Mm,
honestly, for lack of better ways, I forced myself into other departments. I forced myself to have questions with our operations team, with our marketing team, and understanding the strategy as it equates to every single department.
mhm,
And by doing that, you're able to have different sets of knowledge. And really, for me, that is what helped me continue to move forward in the company, is because you have to be able to build that trust that there are different
mm,
elements outside of just managing accounts on your desk that you can do. And so with training those, I've now moved up into the VP of national accounts, and I get the um I'm really lucky that I get to lead our national accounts team, which heads up some of the best the highest accounts we have on our team. That's Whole Foods, that's HEB,
Mm.
that's Sprouts.
Wow.
And so it's really fun. But I would say if you're somebody that was me, you started out in
Hmm.
a director position, you're looking to move up, just dive into everything possible
I love
and
that.
gather all of that knowledge.
I love that so much, just to dive in because you're not always where, you always want to grow, right? I feel like no matter what role we're in, we always want to know and understand there's a place to grow and learn more. What does that mean to you? You say you get to be part of a lot of training for others. What kind of impact does that have on you to know that you're advancing others' careers and even just them personally?
It's genuinely my favorite thing.
Mm,
I think that most that would speak about me would know that I genuinely light up when I get a chance to teach somebody what I know. And I think what's also fun about that is I'm constantly surprised. I surprise myself with how much I learn. And I think that's such an important aspect to it.
mhm,
I think that especially as you're trying to grow and develop others, I think you have to have an approach of you don't know everything. And if you're
mhm,
giving other people that space to teach you, I love that our company sort of has the ability to, everyone's very honest. When we've set a culture of two-way streets, right? We've set a culture of
mhm.
communication that allows for people to be honest. And I can't tell you the amount of times that I've been training someone and they've asked me very candidly, well, why do we do it that way? And I love
Mm.
that because I kind of sit back and I'm like, that's a really good question. And I did it that way, but do you have a better idea? And those types of things, that's one of the reasons why I really love the training portal is that how much I get out of it, being able to train, how much I get out of it in
Mhm, mhm.
processes that I'm maybe able to start asking myself a little bit more questions about. Is that
Yeah,
really the right way? Does this is a better way to do it? That's my favorite part of being able to do it.
I love that. How would you even describe your leadership style? If you had to like pinpoint it in a word or a sentence, what would you say it was?
I always say, open door, hands off
Mm.
is what I would say. So I'm very open door, but hands off. I don't need to be in your
Mhm.
everyday, but my door is always open.
I love that. That's a really good policy, I think, for anyone, no matter what, if you're for work, at home, that's just a good mantra in general, I think. Really good. So you're growing MALK Organics. It's been around now for 10 years now, and you're in these major, players, grocery stores. What's the vision moving forward with MALK Organics and what impact does the company want to make?
Yeah. So our vision is to continue on this route. This is where we want to go. We want to be, the top 5% of plant-based milks. We want to
Mm,
continue to meet the consumer where they are. The reality is again in 2021 when I started, we're in 1,500 what we call PODs. That's points of distribution. That's how many products you
mhm.
have in each individual store. We're in 1,500 PODs. We're in 10,000. And the reality
Wow.
of that is that there's 70,000. So there's still
Wow.
so many opportunities left on the board. So our mission is, and where we're headed is to continue to keep in mind where are we not where our consumers want us, and how do we
Mm.
get there? What's the story we need to tell? What are the levers that we need to pull? Who do we need to engage so that when a consumer wants to find Malk, they absolutely can?
I'm writing it down. What's the story you need to tell? I think that's really cool, especially being on a podcast. You're sharing the story right now. So if you had to, say it in a paragraph, what is the story that you guys want to tell to the world that are just learning about you?
Well, I think the story we really want to tell is that if you're looking for options that are better for you, organic is always the way to go. It's a great
Mm.
space to be in. Clean, simple ingredients. And our main message is, hey, turn it around. Look at the ingredients of the things that you're putting in your body. And I think that's what we want consumers to remember is that as you go and grocery shop, you get this this one temple that you have to take care of. What are you going to put into it? And the
Mm.
reason that we're so outward with that message of turn it around, look at the
I
ingredients,
love that.
look at what we're not. which is all of these long list of things that don't need to be in your plant-based milks and creamers. And
Mm,
we just want to stay true to that, and we want to say it loud, especially because we're super proud of who we are.
yeah. I love turning around and read the ingredients. I'm going to admit it's something that I don't do very well. I am an organic shopper. I'm not the best, certainly not the poster child, but I don't read enough for sure. And I think that's so important. What do you think would be the biggest shock to a consumer like myself?
I think within our space, I think that you would be shocked within a plant-based milk space how many oils are
Mm,
in your plant-based milk. I think you'd be very shocked to turn around and see some of the different emulsifiers and fillers. And really when you're thinking about it, it's like what do I want in my almond milk? Well,
mm,
almonds, water, and we put Himalayan pink salt. That's all. That's it. That's all that's
wow.
in there. And if you really think about it, if you start to think about a consumer, what do I really want in my almond milk? I think most people would be, well, that's pretty much all I want in my almond
Exactly.
milk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I
So
was going to ask when you asked that question, I was like, I want almond milk.
I want an almond milk. I don't want oils, and I don't want sunflower lecithin. And I always have a hard time saying
Wow.
that word,
Yeah.
dipotassium phosphate. I don't need all of these things.
Wow. Yeah. All the words that you can't pronounce, we don't need
Yes.
them.
Yes, exactly. If you can't go into your pantry and just pick out the thing that's in that, chances are you don't need it. Right? So
Yeah.
if you don't have dipotassium phosphate just sitting on the shelf of your spice cabinet, you probably don't need to have it in your food.
I want to think nobody has it on in their
Yeah.
cabinet right now for sure.
I know I
That's so
don't,
funny. Yeah, me neither. Me neither. But I'm definitely gonna go and read my almond milk right now. And after this show is over, and I encourage everybody to do the same. Let's talk about sales a little bit since you are VP of sales. Tell me what are some of the creative sales marketing things that you've done to help move the mission forward?
I think what I really like about our sales organization and the way that we approach sales is that we are a simple ingredient and we keep our
Mhm.
presentation simple as well. I think that if you're somebody out there that's in this position and you are presenting 20-page decks, I always look at
Wow.
I always look at it in a way that nobody wants to be talked at for 30
Mm,
minutes. So the more condensed that you can get your point across and you can really dive into what's important, who you are, the data that supports you, and what you're asking for, I think it's so important to open up the room for the conversation. And ultimately, that's what you want. I think as salespeople, there's a lot that goes into it, but at the end of the day, the truth is you're a person having a conversation with another person. And the
mm,
more that you approach the business that way, I think that's really helped our team succeed. You know, I think our team just really enjoys being around other people, and
yeah.
that comes through. But we try to keep things simple, straightforward, and we're very fortunate that we have the data support the why, which is really
Yeah.
exciting. And then I think that every member of our team is so excited about what we're doing, and I think that translates. I don't think that
Hmm.
anybody could be in a room with any member of a MALK sales team and not see these people just completely on fire for what they're doing.
Yeah. I love that. As an executive team member of a growing and already great established company, what are some of the lessons or challenges you've had to overcome that you're grateful for now?
Yeah, so there obviously have been challenges. I'll speak more towards how it pertains to my role. And I think some of the
Hmm.
lessons that we learned really early on and some of the things that could take us further is one, we open the door to more people sooner. I think it's really
Mm,
easy, especially as you're a smaller company. It's really easy and actually human nature to try to keep things as close as possible. And as soon as we really started opening up the doors to more people being a part of the conversation, we got somewhere faster and oftentimes in a better way. And I say this, I got the best advice. This is something I struggle with. I'm not going to sit here and say that I do this so well. I got the best advice that I was just told recently, and a leader in our company had said, Heather, I want you to stop thinking about things like should this person be here or should this person be in the conversation. Let's think about it as how can we help develop this person by them being a part of the conversation? And I felt
mm,
like that's such a fundamental different way to look at. So I think
mhm.
that those are the lessons that one of the lessons that we learned was just really to open up that door. And then I think as part of the leadership in the company, another lesson that a lot of us have learned, sometimes painfully. I know for me, painfully, I struggle with this, but just the concept of let go. I
Mm,
think that again, when you're part of a company that started off, a lot smaller, and as you continue to grow, learning that lesson of letting go and trusting and hiring the right people that you can trust and letting them
mhm.
run with it, that is a lesson. The sooner you can learn to let go, the better off you will be. And I struggle with this every day. So if anybody at MALK Organics is listening, I know I'm not pretending I'm so good at it, but I think it's a very important lesson to learn.
I love that. I wrote down how we can develop this person. Ask how can we develop this person by having them in the conversation. That's so good. I even think about kids,
Hmm.
you know, how can you just help even your family grow by just having the conversation? As you sit there, and this is kind of for our audience for sure, in the seat that you're in as an executive leader, what are some of the things that you want other executive team members to do or learn or to teach as they're hiring and training their own team?
I think that something our company has really grabbed a hold of, and I've gotten I've been lucky enough to be a part of this
Mm,
process, is extreme ownership. And in fact,
mhm,
I want to speak to this a little bit more because it's something our company has dove into, and I'm super excited about it. But there is a program called Extreme Ownership, and such a profound but so difficult process. And
mm.
I say that to mean it goes against human nature. But I think that
Yeah.
if you're a leader out there, if you're leading an organization, if you can really learn how to lean into extreme ownership with every single person, and what
Mhm,
I really like about this, the whole program and the whole policy or practice of it, is that it doesn't matter if you're the lowest person on the totem pole or the highest person. Every single person can take extreme ownership. And if you have a culture and a community and a team where everybody is owning everything, whether that's mistakes and finding solutions, that really can drive the business forward big time,
yeah,
to understand the concept of extreme ownership and how you can take it and how you can own it.
I love that. That's really good. So we talked about MALK Organics and where you want to be from 10,000, what did you call it, PODs, and there's 70,000.
Yeah.
But what about you, Heather? Where do you see yourself in the next 3 to 5 years?
In the next 3 to 5 years, I see myself exactly right here. And the reason for that is because I love it. This is where I
Mm,
want to be. And the future is obviously always unknowable. But if I continue to be able to help develop those of my team and kill it from a national accounts front, I'll be a very happy person. I know that's not an
mm.
atypical answer, like, hey, in 3 to 5 years, I want to be, running my own, but I
No,
really,
I
and
think
I
it's
will be
great.
so happy to be right here. Because for me, if I'm still right here, it means that we've continued to
Hmm.
succeed, and it's only going to continue to go up. And there's
Yeah,
always going to be more things to manage. There's always going to be innovation. And I love what I do right now. And so
that's great.
I don't want to do anything different.
I love that. It just speaks to the vision, the mission of the company that you work for. And I think that's incredible. Before we get to some fun rapid fire questions, what are some things that you want our audience to know about MALK Organics that we haven't covered yet?
I think that really it's the base. Please turn around your ingredients.
Mm,
Look at what you're putting into your body, and understand and know that Malt Organics stands above the rest, and that we care about our consumers and we care about what they put into their bodies, and we stay true to who we are, and that we listen. So,
hmm.
we are ready to engage with our customers in a different way, and we hope that that translates. And then just know that every person that you see working at this company absolutely loves it. And,
Hmm.
if you ever want to talk to us, reach out to us in our customer service and want to engage with you. But
Yeah.
we're just really excited for what we're putting, and we're really proud of our products. And especially our new line of creamers, it's disrupting the market. We've got clean creamers with no gums,
Mm,
oils, or fillers, or natural flavors, which is very hard to come by. So
mm.
really just a step above in the market in terms of what we're offering.
Well, kudos to you guys. I think it's amazing, and I can't wait to run out and I'm gonna go look for it. Maybe I just haven't been looking, obviously have been looking hard enough because I need Malk Organics in my life for sure. All right,
Absolutely.
let's get to some fun rapid fire questions. You game?
Okay. Yes, I am.
All right. What is the key to success for you?
For me, the key to success is getting out of my own way
Mm,
and letting go. I spoke to this a little bit earlier. I tend to hold things very closely. And I think for me to be successful, it was teaching others and letting them run with it.
that's really good. All right. What is your one piece of advice that you would give to other either business owners or executive leaders?
Hire the experts. You don't have to be the
Mm,
expert on everything. So bring people in the team. I think a lot of times, on a side note, I am a small business owner, so there's a different side of that, and I think it's very true that if you think you have to be the expert on everything, you're going to drive yourself crazy. Hire the experts and people to fill the gaps that you don't know.
that's really good. Very wise advice. All right. Book or podcast? What are you reading or listening to right now?
So, book, I'm actually rereading Extreme Ownership, and I'm actually reading 2 books at the same time. I'm reading Extreme Ownership and I'm reading The Whole Story, which is about Whole Foods.
Oh, they're from Austin, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Really cool. I like that. All right. This is a fun one. If you had a little bit of magic dust and could place it anywhere in your business, where would you place it? Where would you sprinkle it?
I would sprinkle it on Kroger nationally.
That's funny. How come?
It's my account. We just took Kroger National, and so selfishly, if I've got to pick a bit of magic dust, you better believe. I'm sorry, team. I'm sorry to let everybody else, but I'm sprinkling it on Kroger, and I'm running with it.
That's awesome. I like that bit on that question. That's really funny. Well, we hope it works for sure. For sure. I'm sure it will. All right. Before we get to the final question of the day, share with everyone how they can follow you guys, buy it, all the things.
Absolutely. So we're sold nationally, again, in Kroger, Albertsons, Whole Foods, Sprouts, pretty much anywhere you're going to buy your groceries. You can follow MALK Organics on Instagram at MALK Organics. Pretty simple. We're also on LinkedIn and very active. I highly recommend following us on
Oh,
LinkedIn. You get to see a lot of the interactions between our teammates, and it really shows you the culture of MALK Organics.
that's fun. I like that. I'm going to go check you out on LinkedIn for sure. All right. Final question of the day, which is one of my favorites. What is most inspiring you today?
What is most inspiring me today? I would say that today and every day, it is the people that I work with. There is
Mm,
someone every single day that inspires me with their attitude, their abilities. Uh, Even when I'm having bad days, I don't think they let you have that here. You can't have a bad day here because every single person on our team
mm,
is so incredible, and there's always a reason to smile.
that's so true.
And we are competitive with one another, and that's to me is inspiring. As a salesperson, I'm competitive, so I love that we chase after and lift one each other up. So
That's great. Well, Heather, that's a wrap. You did great on your first podcast. Way to go. You did amazing. No one would have ever known if we hadn't have said anything.
yeah. Well,
You should do this more and more.
we'll count the number of at a later date. So we'll count
That's
those
all of
later.
us. That's all of us. That's not even a big deal. You're such a natural. You should do your own, I'm going to say. You've got the setup for it. You should go for it. Well, I just appreciate you being here and trusting us with your story. And I just want to encourage everyone who's listening to really save the show because not only did Heather do a great job, but she really did have some great wise nuggets that we can all learn and grow from. So don't forget to like and subscribe so that you don't miss a notification every time a new show drops, just like this one. And I just want to thank our audience for joining us today, but a special thank you to you, Heather. It was so great meeting you and hearing your story and your journey to MALK Organics.
Yes, thank you, and thank you for making it so fun and easy.
Oh, you're welcome. It's my pleasure. See y'all next time. Bye.